Hey guys, and welcome to another video here on my channel, Nick Does Golf. Today is such a glorious day. I'm going to be out there playing. I hope you are as well. I'm really looking forward to getting out there this afternoon. The course is in great condition. I think the rest that we've had over the last 3 months has done it some good. So this summer the course is brilliant, even better than it normally is. So today's video was not planned. This is because I managed to shoot my best ever round the Shropshire yesterday. Okay, it was only in a friendly match, but it still counts. You've still got to be able to produce this sort of performance. So I thought I'd do an overview of how I played. Not only this, but I'm going to break it down into actually how simplistic it felt to me and actually was. From this, I'm going to share with you the things that I learned from actually playing well during this round, because people are so quick to sort of pull themselves up on what they did badly during a bad round of golf, whereas they don't sit down and sort of work out what they did well when they have played well or they've shot under their handicap. They simply don't do it, and I don't get it. With that said, I'm going to outline 5 things that I've done well during this round so you can take it away and hopefully implement it into your own game. But you're going to have to stay tuned until the end of the video to find out how I got on for these 18 holes. So this is where the round started to heat up. The first 2 holes I've parred, then onto the par 5 third, relatively short second shot in. I've managed to get away with birdie there. And then coming down to the 4th hole, which you can see now. Here I've managed to hit a great drive, lovely little fade, which I've managed to work on quite a lot over the last few weeks, which has left me a nice little sand wedge into the green, which I managed to knock to within 6 feet. Okay, the putt was downhill, but it was relatively straight, and I've managed to tap that in nicely for the birdie, which has put me at 2 under. From there, I've managed to play nice and steadily, even though there was a tough par 3 after this, which there's always a crosswind on this one. No matter what day you play it on, what season you play in of the year, there's always a crosswind, or it's always into. Plays about 190. The first putt wasn't very close, but I've managed to tap it in for a nice par. After getting through that 6, 7 and 8, I created birdie opportunities for myself. However, they weren't taken. Some of them just shaved the hole, but from the distance that they were, I wasn't really expecting anything. So I managed to par all of those. Of course, no good round is complete without getting into a little bit of trouble, like I did on the 9th hole here. Take a look at this. So with the tee shot, for some reason, I seem to go right all the time. I think it's just mentally having the wind coming off the left hand side, but I want to play my natural draw because it suits it. It doesn't really suit my eye as well because I know the wind is going to hit it, so it's almost going to stay straight. So if I try and overdo it, I'll either get too much draw on it or I'll block it straight right, which is what I did yesterday. So tee box is over there. The hole comes all the way down there. There's the fairway. There's a big tree right here, which I always seem to be up against, but yesterday's round I managed to find this position here. So I had 2 options. I either go underneath and low, or go over the top and try and get it into the same position. Now for me it was a very good lie, so I chose to go over the top to put me into position with 150 yards or less. So for my 3rd shot, I was roughly about here. But not too bad of a shot, left me with a wedge in, managed to knock that onto the green, and from there 2 putt for that solid par. I'm really trying my best not to get anybody else in the videos or to be seen, because it does look a bit weird that somebody's walking around with a camera, not in golf attire, just filming loads of different things on different holes. I know if I was playing and I saw somebody doing that, I would be a little bit creeped out, but oh well. So the 11th, par 5, it was downwind yesterday slightly. I managed to take it over this tree right here, just to the left of that with a tad of draw, and it's just gone absolutely miles, leaving me with another short shot into the par 5. So I think after the tee shot I was around here. Take a look at this. Tee box is all the way through them trees there, roughly like that. I've managed to hit it all the way to around this spot here, leaving me with just over 150 yards. Now bear in mind the hole is 523 yards. Okay, it was downwind, but that's still quite a big drive. So from there I've hit it onto the green and 2-putted for my birdie. So that's put me at 3 under par through 11 holes. After the par 5, I've managed to par the next 3, so 12, 13 and 14. 2 holes are very tough, probably the toughest on the course. So you'll be happy to take par, but I still created the birdie opportunities like I had done previously. They just weren't taken, obviously. 3 under 314 holes, feeling very confident heading into the final few holes. There are a few tough ones in there. Let's see how I got on. Now the 15th can play difficult depending on how you do it. I've managed to hit a 4-iron off the tee box, which is way back there somewhere. Okay, and I've managed to hit my ball somewhere around this region here. I've managed to rip a 4-iron into this position. I was actually quite close to the water, which was a little bit dodgy. However, that's put me in a great position to hit a nice little sandwich into the green, which is here. I believe the flag was there yesterday as well. And I've managed to stick it to about 4 feet and knock that in for the birdie, which has put me to 4 under 315, which is brilliant. Now this hole was another opportunity for birdie, but I've managed to hit it onto the green. Don't know whether you can see that, but just over this little ridge here. Perfect uphill putt I've left myself with. Then I've hit a really good putt up towards the hole, and it's done a 180-degree turn on the hole. So that, if that had gone in, I would have been 5 under par through 16, but that's golf, unfortunately. Then heading on to 17, quite a long par 3. The tee starts from back there, straight over that water into the green there, which is heavily guarded by some quite nasty bunkers actually, but I've managed to hit that green in regulation and 2-putt from there. Then we come to the last. So here I am standing on the last tee, 4 under par, thinking, well, I've played really well today, but just like the 9th, this tee shot for some reason plays on my mind and I don't know why. So tee box right here, look at how much fairway there is there. Look at that. There's a bunker on the right hand side. The green is in the distance just over here. I step up to it and hit quite possibly the worst tee shot I've ever hit on here. I've managed to snap hook the living daylights out of this ball. God knows why that happened. It just happened. I don't know. I really don't know. So instead of hitting it down the centre, I've managed to hit it somewhere over there. Let's go and take a look at the shot that I left myself with. Bearing in mind that this last hole is a par 5, another great opportunity for a birdie. And I've gone and hit a tee shot like that. What am I doing? This is where I put myself, and this is what I left myself with. Now my ball is where this water bottle is. The green is through there. I don't really have a shot here, so alternative is to hit it out here, or find your inner Severiano Ballesteros and go through that gap there, which is what I did. I've managed to hit it through that gap there and get myself back into a decent position. I have to admit, I was pretty proud of that shot. Got myself out the jungle there, managed to put myself back into the fairway, left myself with a wedge in for that 3rd shot. This is such a lovely hole to finish on, with the water coming across the front of the green. Not quite the Swilkin Bridge, but it is a great hole to finish on. My ball was roughly here on the fringe, leaving myself with this exact putt. Off the fringe, downhill, right to left, quite an unusual amount actually, but try and get it as close as possible. He only went and hold it, yeah! Yeah! that birdie put me at 5 under for the 18 hole round. 67 gross round the par 72 silver and gold combination here at the Shropshire. I am absolutely ecstatic with how I played yesterday. It was a really good feeling when that ball went in on the last hole, let me tell you that. So tip number 1 for playing good golf is know your limits. Know your strengths, your weaknesses, what you need to do when you're playing conservative or aggressive golf. Say if you're blocked out, for example, is it worth taking a risk? Can you play this certain shot that you need to? If it's not possible, chip it out, put yourself into a good position, ready for that next one, to give yourself a better chance at scoring well on that hole. Knowing when to be aggressive and when to be conservative can be detrimental to what you score on certain holes. Tip number 2 is create as many chances as you can. If you create as many chances as possible, guarantee that your scorecard is going to look a lot prettier than it would normally. I worked out that I hit 16 greens in regulation yesterday out of the 18 holes, which is quite amazing. For the stats that I produce, that is up there with a hell of a lot. So that's going to create a lot of chances for me. If you're of a higher handicap, or you're just learning how to play the game, take your handicap into account. So if you do get a shot on a certain hole, see if you can get there in 3. Work out a strategy of how you're going to get there in 3 to give yourself an opportunity at that par putt to give yourself a net birdie. Tip 3 is stay in the present. Don't try and think ahead of certain holes that you might be able to take advantage of, certain holes that you're worried about not playing well. Just focus on the task in hand. So the hole that you're on, that specific shot at that moment in time. Tip number 4 is making sure you hold those crucial putts, the short putts that everybody can miss from time to time. So your 3, 4, 5 feet putts, make sure that you practice these. Get to grips with how it feels when you're over the ball. Create some competition whilst you're practicing, whilst you're out there on the course. If you don't hold it, for example, do a forfeit. Get yourself in those pressurised situations to be able to convert these when you're actually playing a competition. And tip number 5, best one out of the lot, is to make sure you enjoy the process. So enjoying being out on the golf course, just being out there swinging the golf club, being out there with your mates. Try not to think like it's a competition. That's the best advice I can give you. I know that what I played in yesterday wasn't, it was just a social knock with a very good friend, but a decent round is still a decent round, isn't it? If you can shoot good scores in your practice, all you have to do is try and replicate this out on the competition day. Don't overthink it, it's just the same conditions as you would normally. So they are my top 5 tips in order to play good golf. They are: know your limits, create more chances, stay in the present, hold those crucial putts, and lastly, enjoy playing. I really hope that you've enjoyed this content. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't done already. Thank you for all of my subscribers so far. I've finally reached 100, yeah! That's amazing support, thank you very much. Also, please make sure you follow me on social media. So my Instagram, my Twitter and my TikTok, @NickDoesGolf, just to keep up to date with everything that I'm doing on a daily basis, and so you guys can get involved with some of the stuff that I'm doing. It's been awesome to interact and network with so many golfers across the globe. I never expected to be like this at all. I know I'm only a small YouTuber, but it's just amazing to be one of the big group of the golfing world. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and see you all very soon.